So I've had the iPhone 11 for about a week now, and I've been able to come to some conclusions. It's really an interesting phone. It's been on my mind quite a bit, and I've been wanting to share those thoughts with you, so finally I can do that a week later, give you my final review. iOS 13.1 came out. I played around with it. I know the things, and I will tell you all the things. And what the major problem with this phone is, right after this!
This is, you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back, and for all you new people, welcome. My name's Travis, and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing them. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below, but for now, let's just get into the video. So this is the iPhone 11, the one that I said if you're gonna buy any of these iPhone 11s, you should buy, not the Pro or the Max or anything like that. This is the one, because the price performance is pretty darn good. In case you're wondering, this is the Rhino Shield case. It allows you to see the back. Listen, Rhino Shield is awesome. They have some really great cases. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can customize it, including the colors on the case and everything. I really love their cases. They're protective, customizable. I dig them. But of course, the point of this video is to talk more about this phone and why it may or may not be a good choice for you. And this really largely depends on what your needs are. And if you're already in iOS, could this be the phone that would finally bring someone from Android over to iOS? So now I'm gonna go ahead and ignore all the haters of Apple that are just gonna say whatever and gonna say that I'm paid by Apple. By the way, Apple, if you wanna pay me, you can totally pay me. None of those things are true. Obviously, my number one phone is my Galaxy Note 10 Plus. That doesn't matter. I used this for a week. All of a sudden now I work for Apple, whatever. The point is this: if you're looking for a new iPhone, depending on the phone you have, this might be it. But there's a major problem with this phone, and it is that the iPhone XR exists. Apple last year came out with the XR, which was kind of a departure from most of their previous strategy where they had a lower end phone with a lower processor. The XR had the same processor and one of the same cameras as the higher end phone. This was something different. This was a new Apple. And while that's great for customers and fans of Apple, it kind of leaves phones like this in a really weird situation. It's hard for them to take this to another level above and beyond last year's, without it bumping into the level above it already. It's an interesting position to be in. Having said that, I think in one way they have done it. Ultimately, and I'm just gonna get the TLDR right now, if you have an iPhone XR, and I've made a video about this, you don't need this phone. Because to be perfectly honest, in my opinion, the only thing really that's better about this phone than the XR is the camera. The camera's really good. The camera's really good. I mean, there were nights where I couldn't stop thinking about some of the pictures I was able to take with this thing, especially night mode. Night mode blew me away. And yes, it's been on Android for years, but Apple is doing something amazing. This thing just looks great at night. And it's not been something you've really been able to do on an iPhone before. So now you get the great nighttime pictures on an iPhone. Unfortunately, that doesn't apply to the ultra wide camera. I don't know why it only works in the normal camera. So that's a little bit of a weakness, because other Android phones pretty much do it on all the lenses, I think with the exception of the telephoto. So that is kind of a markdown, and I don't know why Apple missed that one. But what it does well. Let me show you some video and some pictures. So from a performance standpoint, this thing pretty much feels the same as a XR, and that's kind of the problem. The XR is now $599 new. That's an incredible price for a phone with that type of power. And the camera is maybe 80–90% of the camera on this thing. But that last 10%, man. Whew. The XR already had great battery life. The 11 has slightly better battery life. The performance in day-to-day use is basically the same, and maybe the Face ID opens a split second faster now. But with iOS 13.1 on both of these phones, it's very hard to really know the difference between them. As a matter of fact, I would love to see a blind test. Jomo, are you listening to this? Where you just show the front of a XR next to an 11 to see if anyone can tell the difference. I would doubt that anyone could. But if cameras are really important to you, like it's not just social media, but it's for memories, it's for things that you really want to capture, this is the phone for you in the world of iOS. I mean, you could go to the Pro, but really this has 90% of those features. To be honest, this is the phone. If you're on Android and you're looking to possibly turn over to the Apple ecosystem, of which I've gotten some comments in the last couple of videos, this is the phone. The XR is definitely a great value, an absolutely great value. However, if you're willing to spend the money, and in this case, $749 to get the 128 gig, throw the 64 gig out, then you're gonna get the value you're looking for. I think you're gonna be really impressed. But if cameras are not that important to you, there's some other options. There's the 8 that they're still selling, and there's obviously the XR, either of which would be great. If you want to go with a buttonless design as far as the front screen, XR is right there at about 600 bucks. And even less than that, the iPhone 8 is available still from Apple. And both of these are going to be supported for the next several years. So it's not about getting something that's not going to work next year. It's absolutely going to work. Apple has been supporting too many phones for too long. I mean, the 6S still gets iOS 13. It's a little bit crazy. At the end of the day, this is not quite the phone that will convert people from Android to iOS. It's closer than it's ever been. I actually said this last year. They came close last year. They came closer this year for me to convert me over to using Apple. They weren't able to do it this year for really like two major reasons. Number one is the things that I talked about in my last video. Actually, you might want to check that out. I'll leave it on the end screen. They're the things that they missed out on this phone that would have really pushed me over. But more importantly, the price, man. Like, I would have to get a Pro Max, and I am not paying the ridiculous amount of money they want for the 256 gig version. Not gonna happen. And I'm not buying a Pro with 64 gigs of storage. It's not happening. And shout out to those that think iCloud is some type of real good replacement for on-phone storage. You are perfect for Apple. You literally are the perfect customer for Apple. But there's no denying the 11 Pro, and the 11 Pro Max are excellent phones. I highly recommend it. If you're looking for an iOS device, if you're looking to even think about getting an iOS device, iPhone 11 and even maybe the iPhone 11 Pro at $256 is worth the time. The experience is excellent. This thing is priced right, and I can't get enough thumbs up. This thing is great. Now, what do you think? Leave your comments below. I mean, I'm sure you all have thoughts about this thing, as you've more than told me over the last couple of weeks. Tell me what you think. Would you get an iPhone 11? And if so, what color would you get? I got the mint green one. I'm kind of digging it. And by the way, yes, I know, Apple season is basically over. So back to other things. Not so many phone reviews and stuff. You don't want that from me anyway. I obviously don't want that from me. So I'm just gonna start fussing at the camera again. You know, when I just say that every single company is terrible. Because they are. If this video helped you out in any way, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. And if it didn't, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm here every single week, having a blast. Hope to see you again real soon. Peace and love. If this video helped you out in any way, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if it didn't, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm here every single week, having a blast. Hope to see you again real soon. Peace and love. Peace and love.